Yeah. Who'd you expect, Santa Claus?
Well, the phone is ringing.
Oh, not really. Let me go and I'll answer.
Well, boys, out for football practice so early?
The phone is...
Well, maybe someone should answer it.
Stay where you are. Hello? Bradford speaking. Oh, Dr. Clausen, how are you? Yes? Well, right away, if you like. All right, I'll expect you in half an hour. Right. What's up? We're going to have a visitor, a very important one.
Why would anyone be coming here this time of night?
Oh, I'd rather not say any more right now. Suppose we all get dressed. Come on. Dr. Clausen, this is Miss Salisbury.
I'm honored, Miss Salisbury.
How do you do, Dr. Clausen?
Professor Salisbury?
How do you do? Glad to know you.
Sandy Sanderson. How do you do, sir?
How are you?
Dr. Clausen holds an important position with the United Nations.
What Bradford says is correct, but I must emphasize that my presence here tonight is unofficial.
We understand, Dr. Clausen.
It's given me great pleasure to meet you all, but necessity forces me to repay cordiality with rudeness.
Doctor, I don't quite understand.
I must speak with you alone, Brick.
Well, these are my friends.
I count on their indulgence. My car will do, I think.
You'll excuse us? Well, I wonder why I went through all the trouble of getting dressed.
You'll understand my caution when I tell you that this is a matter involving the peace of the world.
That's a very big order, Doctor. Where do I come in?
Pay attention, my friend, and you will see.
You and Black move in closer and see what you can hear.
Okay, Leighton. So you see, the possibilities of the Interceptor Ray are enormous. I don't have to tell you Dr. Tymak's reputation as a scientist.
I know. He's tops.
But here's the most remarkable thing in the...
What happened, Bradford? You got wise and grabbed Black. We can't afford to have him caught. Get in.
Move over, Doctor.
Wait, my friend.
Oh, we can catch them.
Not now. It's far more important that we continue our conversation.
Then let's do it in the house, shall we?
Yes, might be safer at that.
Okay.
At his laboratory, located in a remote spot west of here, Dr. Tymak is perfecting a great weapon for peace. It's a mechanism which intercepts and destroys guided missiles before they can reach their target, even though they're atomic and traveling at supersonic speeds.
That's the best insurance for world peace there could be.
Unfortunately, Dr. Tymak's discovery has other potentialities. With slight changes, it could be made into the most devastating weapon of war the world has ever seen.
Well, then the men we encountered outside must know about it.
Yes, they are agents who mean to use Tymak's invention for that purpose. Now you can see the need for haste.
Well, what do you think our first move should be, Doctor?
What's just happened hasn't changed your mind about accepting the assignment?
On the contrary, it makes me more eager.
And there's just one thing to do. Get in touch with Dr. Tymak as fast as you can.
But I want to help. Surely you can use a geologist?
You can count me in, too. I can do something.
And I don't want to be left behind.
Now, wait a minute. What do you think this is, a cook's tour?
Might be a good idea to take them along, Bradford. I know from what you said they're thoroughly trustworthy.
You may need help.
Sure. You only think you're Superman.
All right, so I'm overruled.
Oh, the air is wonderful. Like wine, to coin a phrase.
We'll make camp here. We'll probably have to go the rest of the way on foot. Tymak's lodge is on the other side of those hills. Okay, Sandy, start unloading.
Why don't we just go to a hotel?
Leighton.
Everything satisfactory, Dr. Tymak?
Entirely so from an operational standpoint. Interceptor Ray will do all we expect of it. Considering the limited supply of linarium, the small amount of that metal we got from that meteorite is nearly gone. The only other source of supply is on the moon.
You won't try to go there.
Considering what the Interceptor Ray means to the world, is there any choice? Come over here. You both know I've perfected a means of travel into both space and time, which is amazingly simple. The crystal door. The entrance to the fifth dimension. This shall be my gateway to the moon, to the far side, which no one has ever seen before.
Laydron wants you inside.
Well, I've got the layout of Tymak's place. That's the main building, with Tymak's lab and living quarters.
What about guards?
There's no guards.
Is Tymak crazy? With that interceptor ray there?
Yeah, crazy like a fox. He's got an invisible electric current that completely surrounds the lab. Hit that, and that's all, brother. There's 3 of them in there, Tymak and his 2 assistants. Outside of that electric current, though, the place is a pushover.
We'll have to figure a way through that, and we'll have to work fast. That was headquarters we were talking to.
Look, another thing. I heard down at the settlement that Bradford and his party came through. They're camping up near Lost Lake.
Bradford can spoil everything. It'll be up to you and Dent to see that he doesn't. Blake, Albert, and I'll handle Tymak. Now get this straight.
Sandy and I will take the trail to Tymak's lodge tomorrow. You and June can hold on the fort till we get back.
All right, Brick. There's some outcroppings here I'd like to examine anyway. Very interesting formations.
thought women were supposed to know all about housework. Let me have that. You do it this way.
There they are.
There. You see?
You're doing so well, you can do all the dishes.
Huh? Get under cover.
Scare easy. Where are they? That's what I'd like to know. Let's get out. They're running out on us.
Well, let's go after them. Let them go. But we'll keep on the alert from now on.
Brother, this is a sample of quiet life in the wilderness. Dr. Tymak can have it.
I finished the check, Doctor. The lunarium count is less than 10 milligrams.
10 milligrams. I must make the moon journey soon. Walter, you've done enough for one night.
Thank you, Doctor.
Watch out for the electrified belt. Dan said it entirely surrounded the lodge. What was that?
Some animal must have hit the electric belt. There's not enough power to kill.
I'll have a look.
You'd better cut the power.
You okay, Albert?
I guess so, but that was quite a jolt.
That was quite a howl you let out, too.
This may be our chance.
Drop that gun.
We're paying Dr. Tymak a little visit. Lead the way.
Walter's been gone an awfully long time.
What is the meaning of this?
Be good, Grandpa, and you won't get hurt.
What do you want? A little information about your Interceptor Ray.
Nothing you do to me will make me talk about that.
You may have reason to change your mind.
Follow me if you can to the moon.
don't think that door really leads to the moon?
No, of course not. It's just a trick way of getting out of here.
I am from the Earth. Is this the moon, Luna? Wait a minute. I want to talk to you. I've got something very important to tell you.
Exalted Queen Khana, I have brought you the captured exile, as your advisor Zuntar commanded.
For what reason to waste time on him, Zuntar? Put to death, if he isn't dead already.
He's just been touched by the sleep ray, Your Majesty. With your permission, I shall question him.
Akbar, arouse the man.
You know that death is the punishment for all exiles found outside the caves.
You're making a great mistake, sir. My name is Tymak. I'm a scientist. I came here from the Earth. This is the moon.
The man is mocking us. Had him destroyed.
One moment, Your Majesty. Did you see any spaceship?
None, Your Excellency. The man was found wandering alone on the Great Plain.
How is it that you all speak English so well?
Fellow's either mad or pretending to be. Let us confine him until we learn which. Take him to the dungeon.
You're making a mistake. I can prove...
Silence! Guards! Perhaps he did come from Earth, although no one else has for the past 50 years.
Bradford and his buddy are headed this way.
Right on schedule.
I hope you know what you're doing.
I do. I'm going to be Dr. Tymak.
What?
It's funny this place isn't guarded.
Yeah.
What do you want? I'm Bradford. This is Mr. Sanderson. We came to see Dr. Tymak.
What about?
Dr. Clausen sent us.
Okay, come on in.
These glasses are rather difficult to see through. And so from these findings, I'm able to reach the following preliminary conclusions.
Dr. Tymak, this is Mr. Bradford and Mr. Sanderson. They say Dr. Clausen sent them.
But of course, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
How do you do? Much younger than I expected you to be, Dr. Tymak.
Oh, appearances are often deceiving. Now, I never would have thought that anybody could be as young as you and still attain Brick Bradford's fame. You see, Dr. Clausen has told me much.
Have you seen him lately?
He'd scarcely send anyone here without first consulting me, whatever he told you. But enough of this. I know you gentlemen must be anxious to see what we're accomplishing here.
Oh, we sure are.
Oh, you two might go in search of those minerals we were discussing.
Yes.
And if you gentlemen will come with me. Here is an atomic accumulator, similar in principle to the ordinary storage battery, in which energy can be stockpiled.
And what's that, a cyclotron?
Not quite, but we use it for a similar purpose. In it, we use, Mr. Bradford.
Something much more important.
Precisely. This is the atomic interceptor. I suppose Clausen described the extent of our progress with it.
Or just in general terms.
Oh, yeah, he said that with a very slight change, it could be turned into a terrific offensive weapon.
He said that, did he?
I think Sandy must have misunderstood.
Perhaps not. Now, if you'll step over here, I'll show you another machine which operates on a ray principle. I should like to explain this machine by demonstration. I think you'll find it interesting. If you'll just stand over there against the wall where you'll be out of danger.
All right.
I'll give you only a short demonstration. The machine is as yet imperfect.
Become of Dr. Tymak, alone and helpless on... How much longer keep up this dangerous deception? aware that the real Dr. Tymak has fled for safety to the moon, Brick and Sandy arrive at his secluded lodge to help him guard his precious secret. There, Laydron, posing as Tymak, sets a deadly trap for them and...
I'll give you only a short demonstration. The machine is as yet imperfect.
Magnetism generated by the machine. Tell me, Doctor, were you trying to kill us with those radioactive rays?
Of course not. It's this machine that's uncontrollable, dangerous.
Does this machine have any connection with the atomic defense you're perfecting?
Why, yes, it does, very definitely.
Well, if I'm to be of any help to you, don't you think you should explain it to me?
Certainly. I'll be glad to.
Well, suppose we start right now.
No, I'm afraid not. You see, there are some adjustments I must make. This evening at dinner, we'll discuss it fully. Now, if you'll excuse me for a moment.
What do you think of him, Sandy?
Well, he strikes me as like one of those scientists with a pet theory who wouldn't hesitate to blow up the whole world just to prove it.
After what just happened, I think you're right.
What next?
Go back to camp and bring Professor Salisbury back here. I want his opinion of our scientific friend.
I better bring June, too. We can't leave her alone.
Oh, of course. Hide the station wagon and all the equipment so nobody can find it.
After I hide him, we'll be lucky to find him ourselves.
Good. Get going.
Are you leaving?
He's just going to check up on the rest of our party.
Of course. I hope you'll invite them here.
Well, I'll bring him back with me. Is there anything I can do to help you around the lab, Doctor?
No, I think not. I have a few computations to work on while you await your friends. Make yourself at home. You'll find refreshments in the kitchen.
No, thanks. Isn't it strange that your assistants haven't returned yet, Doctor?
No, it's quite a long journey to the trading post where they went to pick up food supplies.
Oh, I thought they went after minerals of some kind.
Well, yeah, so they have, but they were to do that after they picked up the supplies. That's why they haven't returned yet.
I see. Is the picture of your associates, Doctor?
Yes, they're all renowned scientists.
I see they left you out of the picture.
Yes, quite natural. You see, I took the picture.
What's the apparatus, the background?
That's an electrical thermal unit used for measuring temperatures up to 25,000 degrees.
That's a lot of heat.
I predict we'll attain temperatures that high in the not-too-distant future. And I also predict that the assistant at the left will one day be the world's outstanding authority on atomic power. Louis Walther. Remember that name.
I will.
You made up your mind to talk yet, Walter? I've told you the truth, gentlemen. Dr. Tymak is on the moon, the far side, which nobody has ever seen.
He's still trying to make fools out of us. Nobody could live there.
I think they need a little more persuasion.
Sentence has been passed on you, exile. My Premier Zuntar has orders to carry it out.
I have stated before, I know nothing of these exiles.
We would expect you to deny it.
You're not one of our lunar people?
I have explained.
I am from the planet Earth.
You at least have given the most fantastic excuse ever heard from an exile.
May I ask for an explanation of what you call exiles?
They're the renegades who are driven out of lunar land because of treachery and will forever be confined to the wastelands.
I've had enough amusement. Here you're sentenced to exile. You're condemned to die.
First, you're to be shown the execution chamber so that you will know the manner of your death.
Let us finish with this, Zuntar. Take the exile now.
This is the only entrance to the execution chamber, and there's no way out. Look through this little window. Now I will show you what happens. What you see is merely air, but it's frozen to absolute zero.
You have something that could be put to good use instead of destruction.
You talk like your exiled chief, Preston.
I know of no such man.
It is he who discovered the method of attaining absolute zero. It is we who make use of it.
But only to destroy.
In a few moments, you'll enter that chamber. Within 30 seconds, you will be frozen and remain forever in a state of suspended animation.
It is important that I have audience with Her Majesty as soon as she can receive me.
I will see that she is informed.
You have the privilege of entering the chamber yourself.
There is no appeal I can make?
None.
I have examined the effects of the exile who has been condemned to die.
You called me for that. The affair is over, ended.
But, Your Majesty, there's proof here that the man speaks the truth.
What truth do you mean?
It is certain that he has come from the planet Earth.
And why is it certain?
It may seem fantastic, Your Majesty, but from all the radio data we have collected of the Earth planet, this man's effects prove that he has come from there.
I will examine these effects. Akbar, order the execution stopped and have this man brought to me.
All right. This I give to you. Put it to your ear.
Into the chamber with him.
The Queen has ordered this man returned to her for further questioning.
Why?
It's not for me to question the royal command.
Very well, return him.
Sandy. Do you think it's safe for Brick and Father to be in the laboratory after what happened to you?
Oh, don't worry. Brick can handle things.
Dr. Tymak struck me as being a rather harmless sort of person.
You never know what goes on upstairs with those scientists.
This is a complete miniature electric furnace, furnishing 3,000 degrees of heat.
Does it include a pressure chamber, Doctor?
Indeed it does. We're able to vaporize and use most of the common elements in their vaporized state. Now, if you'll step over here. This apparatus works very much like the cyclotron.
And you're able to chart the activity of neutrons and protons?
Oh, more than that. We can register the activity of alpha particles. Here, let me show you. I'm sure we'll keep it under control this time.
I hope so.
You see, all three show in the atom fission.
It's tremendously interesting. But what is the source of your alpha particles?
Helium, naturally, the common source, since we know of its activity about the sun. And now I have something else to show you. If you'll pardon me while I get some equipment.
The man is a brilliant scientist, there's no doubt of that.
Maybe my suspicions are wrong.
And maybe you're right. He doesn't look like Dr. Tymak. Would you say he was 70 years old?
He couldn't be.
Years ago, I saw a picture of Dr. Tymak. He was 50 then.
I have an idea that might trip him. A man usually answers to his first name, doesn't he?
Certainly.
Watch. Gregor. Dr. Tymak. I'll let you two graybeards carry on while I join my friends.
Where are our future scientists to come from? Our work seems to bore the younger generation.
I'm sure I'll have plenty of time to see you at work, Doctor.
I hope so. The professor and I will get to our work.
Where's Dad?
The doctor has some tricks he wants to show off. We feel sure that the doctor isn't Dr. Tymak.
Yeah? What makes you think so?
I'll tell you later. Right now I have a job for you, Sandy.
Good. What is it?
You go outside, waylay the first one of the doctor's assistants who shows up. Now, use whatever means you want to, but get the truth out of him.
Persuasion of force. That's my department.
But you're on your own, and this is important. Don't worry, I'll find out who our bogus doctor is.
Isn't there something I can do?
Yes. You act as though you think Dr. Tymak is wonderful. He mustn't suspect anything.
These long hairs seem to have a one-track mind.
First time I've seen you fail, Creed.
Well, we haven't failed yet. There'll be another session as soon as they have time to think it over.
You don't know the truth when you hear it.
We will.
Laydron's waiting for us to report. I'll see him and be back. Tell him these two can't hold out much longer. And I hope you're right. We're dealing with a bunch of crackpots. I'll see you later. You better come outside and stand guard. What are you doing here?
I was going to ask you the same question.
I'm Dr. Tymak's assistant.
Oh? Where's Dr. Tymak?
The lodge, of course.
I mean the real Dr. Tymak.
What are you getting at?
Look, you're going to do a little straight talking for a change. Somebody should have turned up by this time. I think I better check with Sandy.
Do you think Father will be all right in there with Dr. Tymak?
Of course he will. Tymak is a bogus. He's not going to give himself away. Sandy! Sandy!
over to the lodge and see how Laydron's doing. He may need help.
Has that Walter party spilled anything yet?
Not yet, but he will. Creed's really working him over now.
Find him at the bottom of the dump.
The meaning of this sudden move of Tymak's assistants? What will happen to June and her father? Don't fail to see Prisoners of the Moon, the third thrill-packed chapter of Brick Bradford at this theater next week. Suspecting that the man posing as Dr. Tymak is an imposter, Brick sends Sandy in search of the doctor's assistants. But Sandy encounters Laydron's men, and now as Brick comes in search of him...
They'll never find him at the bottom of the dump.
Sandy, snap out of it. We've got work to do.
Did my parachute open?
No, it didn't.
Work? Work? What kind of work?
You were trailing one of Dr. Tymak's aides, remember?
That's right, so I was.
And you were supposed to work him over so that we could prove that the man posing as Tymak was a phony.
Yeah, and I had him, too, until they all ganged up on me. I remember hitting the ground, then blackout.
Well, the second man sneaked up on you. But I got a line on which direction they took.
Well, what are we waiting for?
For the fog to lift out of your mind, and then we're going after them. Fog's lifted. Good. Well, we rolled down, so let's start climbing up.
Did the professors know their lesson?
Or whatever they know, they're keeping it to themselves.
Can't you put on enough pressure?
We played pretty rough.
But you didn't get their story.
Well, they still insist Dr. Tymak has gone to the moon. If you ask me, I think they're slightly moon crazy.
You'll still get another chance at them, but right now there's something else to worry about.
What?
Bradford's crowd suspects Laydron's pulling a phony.
Then Laydron's on the spot.
And doesn't know it. Bradford's pal spilled the news. We took care of him.
And the rest of the party must know about Laydron, too.
Then it's our move.
That's why we hurried back. Set up an out for Laydron. Our best bet is for Black and me to get back to the lodge and let Laydron know what's going on.
Well, what about these two?
We'll hold on to them. You and Dad stand by until you hear from us.
Then you'll bring Laydron here?
That depends on what happens at the lodge. But we'll get word to you. We better get back there as soon as we can.
That might be the headquarters of our opposition.
Well, we can soon find out.
Yeah, but we have to be careful until we find out what's inside. Come on.
You know, one of us ought to keep an eye outside.
I'll do it.
You think you can look after these two? They're not tied up.
It'll be some time before they ever come to.
I won't be far away.
There's one of them now.
Stand by, but be ready to move in. I want to get around behind them. Stay where you are.
I assumed you were a friend.
We'll save that for later.
Well, this is Eric Virus. I'm Louis Walter.
Okay, you can tell that to my friend.
Well, tell him your story. I think I saw a photograph of you two gentlemen. Aren't you supposed to be the assistants of Dr. Tymak?
That is correct. This is Eric Virus, and I'm Louis Walter.
Now, I'd like to believe that.
Yes, I admit it does present a difficulty.
Suppose I mention a name like Dr. Clausen.
I would say that he's a go-between for Dr. Tymak and Brick Bradford. Does the name Bradford suggest anything to you?
Well, it should. I own it.
Perhaps we have found a way out of our dilemma, Mr. Bradford.
From what we overheard, we shouldn't delay any longer. We ought to get out of here immediately.
We'd better take those two galoots with us.
We can wake them up, that is.
That'll delay us. You tie them up, Sandy. They'll be here when we get back. Just what happened to Dr. Tymak?
Then whoever has taken over the doctor's lodge doesn't know the truth?
No one around here seems to know where Doctor is going.
Right now, the doctor is on the moon.
Now, Mr. Walter, you're among friends.
Fortunately, our enemies also disbelieved when we were forced to tell them.
Do you mean to tell me seriously that Dr. Tymak is on the moon?
Yes, sir.
If you are from the Earth planet, tell us how you reached the moon.
It was the result of many experiments.
Experiments, of course, but what were they?
My equipment is on the Earth, unfortunately. And I'm sure it's impossible to explain it here.
I'm inclined to believe he brought some of his equipment along.
That seems reasonable.
I assure you it's impossible to transport my equipment over so great a space.
You're to be held until we make further investigation. When time permits, I shall speak to you of matters concerning the Earth planet.
I assure you I'll be at your service.
Akbar, take him away and keep him under guard.
Professor, these are my assistants.
Doctor, there's a matter of importance we'd like to discuss with you.
Oh, of course, gentlemen. If you'll excuse me, I'll join you later.
I thought I told you to keep away from here.
Something's gone wrong.
What is it?
Bradford knows you're not Dr. Tymak.
How do you know that?
Bradford's partner was lying in wait for Albers. We don't have to worry about him anymore. We took good care of him.
What about Bradford?
We don't know. He may have gone for the police. That's why we hurried back here to suggest that we clear out.
Not until I've completed this assignment. Until I've learned Tymak's secret.
I don't mean give up. Just get away from the lodge.
Perhaps you're right. But first, we must dispose of any witnesses Bradford might be able to use.
You mean the professor and his daughter?
Yes. And I know just how to make it look like an accident.
I'm sure he doesn't know that we suspect him.
Those two men who just came in are here for some reason.
All right, June. Now, what do you think we ought to do?
I think we should leave at once and find Brick and Sandy.
I hope you didn't intend to leave us so abruptly, Miss Salisbury. I was just telling my assistants that I have something in the laboratory I wanted you both to see.
We've seen enough for the time being.
But I insist. Please escort our friends into the laboratory.
You don't want to refuse the doctor, do you?
I think we better do as they say, June.
Depend upon a scientific mind being logical. In exactly 10 minutes, the radioactive ray will be turned on, and our friends will be directly in its path. Here is a chance, Professor, to see how good a logical mind really is. You have 10 minutes.
Let's get out of here.
Yes. I think we can leave now.
Somebody up ahead. You stay here till I give the word.
in trouble.
Was the limit. Oh, we have seconds to spare.
Sure, about one.
Everything seems to be in order.
That's because Laydron was afraid to destroy something he might find use for.
Well, just what was he looking for?
Come, I'll show you. This apparatus is the secret we are guarding. Activated it only for a moment. In this bulb, a vaporized mineral under extreme pressure emits rays powerful enough to intercept and destroy any atomic missile.
What is the mineral?
It is unknown on Earth. Dr. Tymak found a minute quantity in a meteor. Since then, he has been able to discover the mineral only on the far side of the moon. He has called it lunarium.
Well, if you don't mind, that's just a little hard to believe.
I know that, but I will show you the proof. After 50 years of research, Dr. Tymak perfected this space door. With the proper controls, you can be transported anywhere, if there is a corresponding door at the other end to complete the cycle.
This is fantastic.
You mean to say there's a door like this on the moon?
Yes, propelled there by a guided spaceship.
I'm awfully sorry, but I still don't believe it.
In science, we never dispute evidence, Brick.
What evidence do we have?
We're in a position to prove this for ourselves. For example, I should like to be with Dr. Tymak, if he really is on the moon.
Well, so would I.
I think you can assist us.
You wish to make the journey?
I'm ready.
You're not going to leave us behind.
Well, you'll stay here with Sandy. This laboratory must be guarded.
Brick's right.
There's no use arguing. Brick's made up his mind. Well, I think we're ready. I'll go first.
I'll set the machinery in motion. Are you ready?
Yes.
Call this meeting to inform you that 2 exiles have entered the forbidden area. They are to be given a taste of the fiery death. Our danger grows unless we complete plans to annihilate the entire exile colony. Give heed to this.
trap.
I know we have.
How are we going to get out of here?
That's what I'd like to know.
Brick and Sandy rescue Tymak's assistants and learn that the doctor has gone to the moon. Following him through the mysterious crystal door, Brick and Salisbury are trapped by Zuntar, lunar dictator.
I've called this meeting to inform you that 2 exiles have entered the forbidden area. They are to be given a taste of the fiery death. Our danger grows unless we complete plans to annihilate the entire exile colony. Give heed to this.
Looks like we walked into a trap.
I know we have.
And now tell me about your Earth planet. Is it a place of great civilization?
It has passed through 4 periods of civilization in 10,000 years.
Must be a planet of great peace.
Earth has just suffered the ravages of a great war in which over 1 billion of its inhabitants opposed each other.
And which civilization was the victor?
In wars, there is no victor.
Your Majesty, news has just come of 2 more exiles entering the palace grounds.
Have they been taken?
Yes, the fiery death has been ordered.
You call them exiles. Are you certain?
They wear the same garb as this one. I am still certain he also is an exile.
I'm convinced, Zuntar, that this man is from the Earth planet.
Stay the sentence, Queen Khana, and discover for yourself if the 2 your premier speaks of are also from the Earth.
Let me speak to them.
Is that your wish?
It is my command.
How are we going to get out of here?
That's what I'd like to know.
The prisoners are still alive. Bring them out.
You may speak. Who are you?
I'm Professor Salisbury, and this is my friend Bradford. We are Earth people.
I know you're here to seek me. I am Dr. Tymak.
Silence.
Why do you seek this man, Earth dweller?
We feared that Dr. Tymak was in danger. It seems that we were right.
And now you too are in danger.
So we found out. You always greet strangers with a pit of fire.
Have I not ordered you saved from the fiery death?
If it was you, many thanks.
Now that you've seen them, Your Majesty, we shall return them to the dungeon.
See that for the present no harm comes to them. The man Tymak I wish to speak with further.
Akbar, take these 2 to the dungeon.
least we found Dr. Tymak.
Yes. Now we'll have to figure out how we can get together with him.
I wonder what they mean to do with us.
What I've seen won't be anything very pleasant.
Any idea who she is?
She might be one of those exiles they keep talking about. If we could talk to that girl, maybe we could find out how things stand here on the moon.
How do we do it?
Professor, you lie down here on the bunk. Oh, I call the guard.
And after that?
We'll trust to luck. Guard! Oh, guard!
This man needs attention.
I got him. Get his key.
Lock the door.
Yes, but who are you?
No time for explanations. Who are these exiles and how can we reach them?
We are a democratic faction forced by the dictator, Zuntar, to live in the wasteland. You'll have to fight to reach them.
All right, we'll fight now and talk afterwards. Dr. Tymak, you haven't much time. The palace guard saw what you did with the dungeon keeper. Get into that guard's cloak and helmet. Now I have to have two more. Try this closet at the end of the hall. Fine. The professor's in the next cell. Warn him.
Yes, what is it? Call out your guards. Surround the dungeons. No one must escape.
You seem disturbed, Zuntar.
Prisoners are trying to escape. I've just set the guards on them.
See that no harm comes to the man Bradford.
I hope we may never again see him alive.
This time I give the orders. Bring him to me, alive.
I begin to have difficulty with you, my queen.
I have decided to become queen in fact as well as in name.
We shall see.
Know the way out of here?
Beyond the turn in the corridor, there's a door leading to the courtyard. We can leave through that door across the courtyard.
Get back, let's see if everything is clear.
to leave.
Who they are?
They're lunar guards.
Is there no chance to get through? They got half the distance travel that we have. We'll have to fight our way through.
Take them alive!
I'll take you to my father. I'll vouch for these friends. They're Earth people.
Never see you again.
You can thank our friends, Father. These are Earth people. My father, Edward Preston.
I thank you from my heart, gentlemen.
Professor Salisbury, Bradford, and I'm Dr. Gregor Tymak.
It is my pleasure, gentlemen. Whatever we can offer is yours. This is my chief aide, Mr. Davis.
We are most eager to learn of the opposing colonies on the moon.
You have been among the lunar people. There you saw the result of greed for power.
Yes, and a great fear of a possible enemy.
That will always be found where dictators rule. But let me go to the beginning. Sit down, gentlemen. Many years ago, I was a member of a group of scientists on the Earth who perfected a means of reaching the moon. We established advanced methods of agriculture and manufacturing. It was a utopian civilization. I was honored by being chosen as its head. Then there arose one who saw what could be done by controlling for himself all our advancement. Zuntar is his name. He is now the premier of the lunar colony. In reality, he is its absolute dictator. He gathered about him the worst elements of our colony. By treachery and stealth, they trapped the rest of us who believed in the democratic way. Zuntar set up a puppet queen, Khana, and rules his enslaved people with an iron hand. We live only for the day when we can unseat Zuntar and reestablish justice and liberty for all the people on the moon.
Well, I feel sure that Dr. Tymak and Professor Salisbury join me in a pledge to help you in this crusade.
Our people will be as grateful to you as I am. I'm curious to know, gentlemen, why you made the journey to the moon.
On the Earth, we too have made great scientific advances. The atom has been split, generating a fearsome weapon.
We have used such knowledge to feed, clothe, and keep our people in comfort.
The Earth is not yet a utopia.
In searching for means to harness this new force, I found a metal which has that possibility. It is lunarium.
I don't believe I have ever heard of it.
It is the name I gave it because I discovered the elements exist only on the moon. It has an atomic weight of 200.
Oh, yes, I recognize it now. We call it duosant. It is created in molten lava by centuries of pressure and heat.
I have been able to perfect a space transference and came here to the moon for a supply of lunarium.
It is available in an area which includes the only live volcano on the moon's surface.
But, Father, that's in lunar territory. We're forbidden.
Yes, that will make it difficult. The area is heavily guarded.
Well, if you can guide us, we'd like to try at reaching that volcano.
I shall be honored to lead you to the area. And now, while you have a day of rest, I will arrange the expedition. Carol, I leave our friends in your care.
I'll show you to your new home.
Thank you. We'll be ready to leave tomorrow.
We'll let them get in closer before we attack.
There's lava, Doctor. I'm sure we can get a sufficient amount of the lunarium out of it to serve your needs.
We can get a better view over there.
Sandy and June also to be prisoners of Zuntar? return for the rescue of his daughter from the lunar dungeon, Preston, chief of the exiles, leads Brick and his party to a volcanic area in search of the lunarium which Tymak needs for his experiments. But a patrol of lunar covers them and...
right, Carol?
Well, I can't say without a scratch.
These rocks are pretty rough.
So we've got Dr. Tymak's supply of lunarium. We'll start now before any more lunar reinforcements appear.
Fine.
Looks as though the lunar reinforcements are coming up. We're in forbidden territory. It will mean death if we are captured.
Can we make your place?
Yes, if we hurry.
Can you handle things here alone for a couple of days?
You are leaving?
By the back door. I have a feeling about Professor Salisbury and Brick Bradford, that they're in some kind of trouble. I'd like to lend a hand.
Oh. You mean you want to journey to the moon?
Well, if they made it, I think I can.
He means we can.
Now, hold on, June. This is serious business.
And this time I'm not going to be left out of it. Don't forget my father's in this.
There's no use arguing with you.
Not if you want to save time.
Okay. Is there any reason why we can't cross through that crystal door?
No. Not if you are willing to risk the possibility of disaster. If the slightest thing goes wrong...
We'll take our chances on that.
Then you have but to step through the crystal door.
Can you and Byers handle things here alone for a couple of days?
I believe so.
We'll try to be back in that time.
If you come back.
I'll go first, June. I'll be waiting for you up there. I hope.
There seems no place to go.
Well, there are a lot of places. They all look alike.
People. Now we learn the Earth develops a beauty all its own.
Look, we're searching for our friend Brick Bradford. You know where he is, you better speak up.
Ain't They have a commanding manner, these people.
That's very fine, but where's Brick Bradford?
All in good time, you'll find your friend.
Where is he?
I hope your interest in him is not too deep.
Would I have come such a long way if it wasn't?
Oh, be patient. First, we must find suitable lodging for you. The captain will escort you.
Can't we see Brick first?
All in due time. Guard. Order Zeckler of the artist to report to me at once. Zeckler's our best artist. He sketches this picture so that your beauty will remain forever in our archives.
Very interesting, but what about Brick Bradford?
Oh, he'll visit you, I promise.
Well, let's get this business over with.
What impatient people.
We've got to find out what's going on at Tymak's place.
Creed and Den have been watching the lodge. No one's gone in or come out.
I think it's time for us to go in.
But they may have set a trap.
We'll have to risk that. I'm sure there's something going on there that we don't know about. Let's go.
Fast.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. We're here to listen to your story again, and we'd also like to know what's happened to Brick Bradford's party.
I can only repeat. Dr. Tymak is on the moon, and the others have gone to join him.
Now we got to go right back to that ruck.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe he's telling the truth after all.
Yeah, maybe I'm the man in the moon.
Can you prove what you're saying?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Well, go ahead.
Maybe we'll have to use some persuasion after all. You know, we'll eventually get it out of you.
Follow me. This is Dr. Tymak's space transference.
What's that?
By operating these controls and passing through that door, you may be transported to the moon.
Ah, he's crazy. Maybe. But Tymak isn't here, and neither are Bradford's party.
Would you take a chance?
If they did, why can't we? And in case you try anything, only 2 of us are going through. If we don't return, you're finished.
You have but to enter the door after I open it.
You stay here with Creed and Dent and keep the place under guard.
Right.
You come with me.
How about Black?
Set the controls.
All right, I'm ready.
just delivered for Brick Bradford.
Don't tell me somebody knows that I'm here.
It was delivered by one of Zuntar's palace guards.
It's June. This is Professor Salisbury's daughter. That means that she's here on the moon. Probably Sandy, too.
This is Zuntar's way of telling you that he is holding the professor's daughter as a hostage.
We must do something, Brick.
Yes, someone's got to get into that lunar palace. Someone who wouldn't be noticed. I've got a guard costume.
We couldn't think of letting you go alone.
Even 2 people might attract attention. I'm sure I can get 2 of them. And I'd have Sandy's help to get us out.
Are you sure you can manage it? I'd be willing to.
Thank you, Carol. That's something else I won't forget about you.
Our people are ready. If they must fight, they will.
I'll get the guard outfit.
Well, friend Laydron, you've given me a reason for the presence of these Earth people.
Yes. There's no doubt they're here for a supply of some rare substance.
I believe I know what it is. Fortunately, it'll be of no use to them.
You have a sure way of stopping them?
I told you of the arrival of the girl and the man Sandy. I think I can use them as bait to capture the difficult one, Bradford.
Don't underestimate him.
You won't have a chance. I've had a portrait painted of the girl. Sent it to Bradford. That should bring him here.
Be sure you take about twice the precautions you think you'll need.
Be at ease. I'll deliver him and the rest of his party to you for, say, a proper return.
I can offer that. What do you want most?
A means to annihilate the exiles.
I can give you much scientific help. Earth science, which will let you blot them out.
That means there'll be nothing to interfere with my ruling the moon completely.
And then perhaps with your cooperation, I can follow your pattern on the Earth.
Good.
Brick doesn't come to us. Let's go to him.
That's better than...
Right.
Maybe there's a secret entrance. Let's try the walls.
The frozen.
Force en route to attack the exiles? How did Dr. Tymak return so suddenly to Earth? See what happens in Back to Earth, Chapter 6 of Brick Bradford at this theater. and Sandy follow Brick to the moon. Zuntar captures them and uses them as bait to trap Brick. Bradford daringly comes to their aid, but for once, the odds are too great for him.
Follow me. In here. I guess wasn't so good. We're on the frozen deck.
At once. It's the Queen's command. Fortunate they're not dead or we'd soon join them. Take them out.
Committed our sentence.
I can say only that a very high personage, Your Royal Majesty.
It is I who gave you back your life, Brick Bradford. Have you no thanks for me?
I'd be more grateful if I understood your motives.
They can't be good.
If you value life so little...
Miss Salisbury is upset.
Evidently. Perhaps we can discuss my motives later.
You will come with me. The others will remain here.
Don't worry. Let's go.
Prisoner Bradford, Excellency.
I trust your recent experience has given you a greater appreciation of life, Bradford.
Stop the preliminaries and get to the point.
I shall. We're informed that the exiles are planning on seizing power on the moon and have accumulated a considerable supply of ammunition. While you were in their stronghold, you undoubtedly learned the secret entrance to it.
That's your idea.
I have an idea that you're going to show that secret entrance to us and how it can be entered.
I'll show you nothing.
I realize you're foolhardy enough to throw your own life away, but you're not the only one to be considered. Your friends may want to live.
I'll show you. Have you a map?
We won't need one. You'll show Akbar where it is when we begin our attack on Preston.
Is that all?
Not quite.
Follow me.
Wait here.
It's a small solar system, isn't it, Bradford?
Yes, isn't it? Who are you?
I'm Laydron.
Oh, so you learned the secret of the crystal door.
Quite simple once you understand it. You see, we can use some lunarium, too. And after my friend Zuntar has won his war with the exiles, I mean to have a talk with Dr. Tymak.
Yes, but you've got to win that war first.
Since the movement of our forces began before our declaration of war, the attack should be a complete surprise to Preston. We'll strike first at the main entrance of the exile stronghold. But our real strength...
Yes, Zuntar, but where have you sent Bradford?
Our real strength will be directed against Preston's arsenal the minute we learn its location.
Did you hear me? What have you done with Brick Bradford?
Your Majesty, if you will look at this map. Now, here's our mobile force under General Samaras. Our main group, commanded by General Rurik. And far in advance, a group commanded by Akbar. Bradford will be with it. They will strike at the secret entrance.
Wait a minute. There's no entrance here.
And that's the setup. Zuntar figures to beat you to your knees before you even know what's happened.
Well, thanks to you, there's no element of surprise. And Dr. Tymak has developed a secret weapon that will make them all wish they'd stayed at home.
What's that?
An adaptation of the Interceptor Ray. A small model of what Laydron would like to make on a big scale.
Good. One thing worries me. Zuntar has Sandy and June as hostages.
Zuntar's advance units are nearing our main entrance.
Have all the preparations been made?
Exactly as ordered.
Very well. Davis, get your men, and we will engage the enemy and fall back as planned.
Yes, sir.
How can I help?
I'm going to put you in charge of the main defense. Dr. Tymak will show you how the Ray weapon is operated. Carol, you'll be with the hospital section. This is the day we've been waiting for, even though we didn't choose it. Good luck to all of you.
Covers from the right flank. I'm all ready.
The exiles have a terrible weapon. Our men are retreating everywhere.
There's only one thing to do. Return to the palace for a last stand.
Well, why are you just sitting there? There must be something you can do.
Solaris men are scattered. Rorik is dead. There's only one company of guards left to defend the palace.
Far less, Excellency. Most of them have already gone to welcome the exiles, who may be here at any moment.
Well, what's to become of me?
There's only one thing we can do. Go to the secret stronghold in the cliff of the Great Crater.
What about the prisoners? Bradford's friends.
We'll take them along as hostages. If Bradford interferes, destroy them.
We'd only delay you if we went along. With your permission, we'll stay here and take our chances with the exiles.
When a ship is sinking, the captain doesn't worry about the rats leaving it. Give orders to evacuate the palace immediately. We leave at once.
You're crazy to take chances with the other crowd. Do you think that Bradford...
I'm not taking chances with anyone. The game here is up. We're going through the crystal door back to Earth.
What about the Lunarium?
I have an idea about that, too.
The Moon Palace and all of Lunarland are yours.
Tell your people to have no fear. We're here to restore their liberty.
Queen Khana and their remaining followers have fled. What happened to the prisoners after that? They were taken with Zuntar and the Queen to their hiding place in the cliffs of the Great Crater.
It's Zuntar's way of playing safe, using your friends as hostages.
I'll have to go after them.
I'll send Davis and some soldiers with you.
Thanks. I prefer a small group. Better chance of surprise. I know a trail by which you can cut Zontar off. You go by the Black Cliffs.
Zontar and his party have just reached the place where the two trails join.
We don't want any shooting unless we have to.
We'll wait for them just this side of the cliff trail.
We want your prisoners. This is where we leave you.
I won't try to thank all of you for what you've done. I'm only sorry that you must return to the Earth.
Our invitation still holds. You may come along with us if you like.
No, my work is here on the moon. But if you ever want to contact us, you know the code signal.
Many thanks. Yes, we'll use the ultra-short wave. Well, goodbye, my dear friend.
Goodbye.
I'll make the trip last with the lunarium. Now, we'll all probably black out again, so I'll see you when we come to. Didn't think we'd be waiting for you, did you, Bradford? Nice of you to deliver the lunarium.
They got us one at a time as we came through the crystal door.
Are you going to let the others get away?
I got the man I need, and the lunarium, too.
You'll get nothing out of me.
We'll see. Creed, you and Dent take him to the cabin. You keep watch outside.
Where's Dr. Tymak?
He couldn't make it.
What's our next move?
We'll go back to camp. We need food, guns, and ammunition. And you and I'll come back here and... take care of him.
drop that gun. All right, Bradford. Kick it over here. That's enough.
What is the meaning of this new move of Laydron's? Does this signify a fourth break in Laydron's ranks? For the answers, see In Another Century, Chapter 7 of Brick Brothers.